But that's just my opinion.
It is up there. Um, it's one of those games, much like Mega Man. I mean, pretty much anything Capcom laid their hands on. Uh,
Oh yeah.
just not a bad track on the
Yeah,
entire OST.
it was always amazing to me how they were able to like dedicate themselves to the flavor of a game because they actually wanted to make it worthwhile. Same thing with Chip and Dale, same thing with Little Mermaid, and the list goes on. Tailspin even. Great stuff, all in all. It's a shame we couldn't have that crown as like a separate gift to put on the head of the person who wins. Slot it over their avatar or whatever. Looking at the crown on Scrooge on the right.
Next tournament on.
Get our team on it. We actually, I believe, had a Chippendale knockout tournament, did we not? I believe it was, if it wasn't last year, it was the year before, but we've definitely done it in the past. We've had at least 2 tournaments for it that were not knockout.
Yeah. We did one that was not knockout, and then we did one that was knockout.
Yeah.
And it was both times. That's another game that lends itself really well to the knockout format. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think there's less RNG in Chippendale than a Ducktales, so that one's a lot more execution heavy. But yeah, it's a great run to watch, just because Chippendale is just so punishing for small mistakes, and it really favors skill. But yeah, they've happened in the past, and I would wager that one of the VODs for it is probably on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to that. Great run nonetheless, and we might do another one in the future. It's a good one to come back to for sure.
And of course, if you want to see a particular game in any kind of format, reach out to either myself or Virus. Virus is the head of the one-night-only tournaments now here at RGL. But you can reach out to me and I'll let him know, or reach out directly to Virus. Huge thanks to Virus for being our tech crew today. I keep saying tonight. I'm always like in tonight mindset.
I'm not awake at 10 a.m. either, so which is saying something for someone who's awake at 7, 5 days a week. So I feel you on that. Believe me. I'm gonna push for the Renegade knockout tournament myself. Surely a lot of people will participate in that. Admit it, that would be a good one. For a knockout tournament, that game would be wild. Plus, it's short; anybody can learn it.
That would be so fast and so insane.
Yeah, lots of heartbreak for that one, but it would be pretty glorious. I'd push for it. It has enough good runners, and it has a good following with our team and our audience. So, all right, looks like we're getting
first, folks. Elrock is joining the Renegade Knockout Tournament.
If I get to play the arcade version and get knocked out first round, sure, absolutely. That version's fun. It's also one that doesn't punish you too bad for messing up, whereas Renegade NES, yeah. So I'm guessing that the weird thing about DuckTales in terms of like when time actually starts is that the actual game doesn't begin until you have control of your character, but I believe for the purpose of racing, I think it has to start on selecting the moon, just because it'd just be way too difficult to track something like that. It's only about a second difference, so adding a second onto your run, it's like 0.92 seconds, I think. Like it'll work out. But yeah, just a little tidbit for those unaware who want to get started in this game. The large majority of the NES library for speedrunning is first control of character. DuckTales is set apart for that.
The DuckTales theme causes some problems on Twitch, so had to change the starting point on the game a few times.
Noise.
I've always appreciated.
Yeah, even from a gameplay standpoint, I've always appreciated this game from pretty much every respect in terms of like what Capcom was going for around this time. Like it very much has a Mega Man element. You can go to the primary stages in whatever order you wish, which I always thought was really cool. And even better for the speedrun, you have to do literal zero menuing whenever you play it, because you just start from the moon and then you just work your way down from there. And I gotta believe it's by design, because you can't go to the African mines before Transylvania anyway, and da-da-da-da-da. So, just cool little things. For those unfamiliar with the game in general, the primary form of offense is Scrooge's Pogo, which in this game he only gets some use out of on the ground. But a lot of the aerial movement you're going to see is just pogo, 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 pogo. And you can use it to bounce off enemies and kill them, a la Mario bouncing off a Goomba. It propels your jump. Ooh, nice hit move skip there for some of these players. JackPro gets it first try. Hirexen takes a hit, so he takes the easy way in. Oh, Joseph hitting that death. That could not be an intentional death. I don't know. I've never seen a death actually happen there, so that's a rough start. Spyriel making his way to the boss as well.
I'm pretty sure none of the deaths will be intentional. I don't think we have any tech that involves deaths in this game. I'm sure the game's changed quite a bit since I ran it, but death is very costly in this game.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've run it as well, and if a death abuse strat came in, I would be very, very shocked, because you lose a lot of time. This game is very rich in checkpoints, so yeah, taking it, like Ant said, taking a death is just too much. That said, depending on how the 5th through 9th racers are faring right now, Joseph still has a chance to stay in after this round, whereas Hirexen, Spyriel, and JackPro all making their way through Amazon. Amazon's
this is a tough
still
game.
For sure. At this level, it very much is.
Yeah, when you're playing and oh, nice, JackPro getting that.
Didn't hell skip.
The heli skip. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I got distracted by that little message from Twitch. Most of our users are on the RTMP, but some of them are using their Twitch, and of course,
happens sometimes.
Yeah, so
shoutouts to our runners. This is actually one of my favorite stages in the run. It has so many cool little optimizations. Like the B pogo off the ladder only saves like 0.2 seconds, but I've never done it myself, but I understand it's like fairly easy with enough practice, and there's no reason not to do it once you practice it enough. JackPro finishing off the Sentinel. Spyriel having his way through that as well. Then we got Tracy coming in on the fight. Sentinel's such a strange fight. I've never optimized it myself, but I believe that with proper movement, you shouldn't have any difficulty with him attacking you, because he attacks at what seem like random intervals, but I believe he attacks based on distance from you. Oh, and Tracy takes a death on Sentinel there. That was unfortunate. Ouch. Spyriel and JackPro making their way through Transylvania. Another great speedrun stage. Just the little, like, the pogo optimizations to bounce up to the mirrors is really neat. And of course the ghost manip. Like, when you're approaching the ghost, you actually have to turn back a little bit to get them to not chase you and hit you. Alright, for
here's that Magicka fight.
Yep, so here's the deal with Magicka. At the start of any given fight or any given cycle, Magicka, actually JackPro had a very good Magicka fight there. Got mid, low. Really great RNG there. See, I'll explain after I'm gonna check out how Spyriel's doing here. Got a low pattern, that's good. I think mid is the best pattern to hit consistently, because she tends to not come down that quickly from being mid, whereas low, like, she could just make one small flight cycle and come in. So anyway, about the Magicka fight. At the start of any given round or any given cycle, Magicka, when she appears, will turn into a bird and take one of 3 flight patterns. She either goes high, she goes mid, or she goes low. Low and mid. Oh, and Joseph getting the high pattern to start. Oh, she landed immediately, so didn't lose that much time. Got hit by the bolt, though, and took that. And another high pattern. Yeah, Joseph's definitely hoping for better luck after this particular run, as she stayed up there, too. So the deal is, when 3 high patterns? Welcome to knockout tournaments. So when Magicka goes high, she's incredibly hard to hit. It is possible to hit her, but the pixel window in which you're able to actually touch her is not very big. I think you have to catch her at her lowest sprite count, or lowest sprite setting, and be able to hit her from there, and it's incredibly hard to do, and it's also not consistent. So you're always hoping for low and mid, but as mentioned, the patterns she takes are completely random. You have no control over what she does. You just gotta play and hope for the best. So someone like Joseph there getting 3 high flight patterns in a row, not optimal at all, but it happens. That's just how this game turns out. All right, so Sideswipe having a really good slug fight here. JackPro finishes off the slug, now working his way through the Himalayas. The Himalayas, I believe, is one of the only stages that has a more optimized strat in the past, like a couple years ago, and that's what's called Snow Pogo. It's a frame perfect trick where you can actually bounce off the snow into the boss. I don't recall how much time it saves, but being that it's frame perfect, it's probably it might be something you see today. It might not be. Normally, when you try to pogo onto snow, you get caught in the snow. Like Scrooge actually gets stuck in the ground. But if you do the pogo input at precisely the frame in which Scrooge would land on the ground, he gets to bounce instead. Like it's not snow. Saves a little bit of time, but it's really hard. Almost, man, great execution there from JackPro. Got the first 3 hits, taking the damage boost. Good stuff. Yeah, perfect fight there from JackPro. Oh no, he got stuck in the snow and going for the treasure chest.
No.
The humanity. So rough. Probably didn't lose too much time, maybe like quarter of a second or so. Ooh,
Yeah,
Sideswipe taking the safety health there. I actually forgot there was a cake on that next to last platform. Sideswipe here having only a slightly rougher time with the fight, but it looks like he was able to clear it.
The rare double Twitch sighting.
They're gonna start multiplying for too long. Just making sure everybody's aware. All right, so the only player we can see right now heading on to Dracula Duck's castle is gonna be Sideswipe. Unfortunately, we don't get to see a whole terrible amount of it just because the stream's buffering a bit. But Angel Undead looks like just finished off Dracula Duck there. Now he has to beat Magica to the top of the rope to finish the game. And pop right on in. Good run there from Angel Undead. Curious to see what the standings are going to be like here. And JKL looking to close his out here too momentarily. Sideswipe approaching the Dracula fight.
Really close finish for 5th place there, within about half a second difference. So just to point out how fast this race is going to be and how every second does count, we had that half-second difference between 4th and 5th place. So just...
Yeah, which for 4th and 5th, I recall that not mattering a huge deal. You really just don't want to come in last, especially for today's tournament. Like this tournament particularly is going to be 8 rounds of Ducktales with 1 player getting knocked out each round. There's the top Joseph looking to finish it off, grab the chest, and that's game. Sideswipe coming in with the finish as well. Tracy on to the Dracula Duck fight.
Oh no. We had a major upset here.
Do tell.
Hirexen, who is our top PB of the DuckTales, had to forfeit.
Bummer.
Unfortunately. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's really tragic. I believe from this morning, Hirexen, who is a original hardware runner, had some difficulty with his CRT, and without a working CRT, you really just can't run this game in original hardware in most cases. So, really unfortunate for Hirexen. Now, granted, that could be not the reason why he ran into some difficulty and had to forfeit, but they would be my best guess for sure. So, really unfortunate end for Hirexen to start the day. So looks like our Spyriel's their favorite rest of the day going forward with his 7:13 PB, which is an excellent time.
Hirexen game over twice on Amazon, so just goes to show anything can happen, and especially when you're
and there's that too.
Having some tough runs.
Yeah, that's another one I can knock it out too. So apparently I was just blowing smoke. Oh, saw Tracy trying to go for that hella skip. Oh, got the B bounce instead. That's good stuff.
I think Tracy's just
Yeah,
practicing the race is over.
I still like the B bounce though. It's a good backup strat.
Good be balanced strat, yeah.
Backup strat in case you missed the hella skip. So great first round. Unfortunate about Hirexen, but still a really competitive race. We had some heartbreak. Joseph ended up taking a death while going for moon skip in first stage, but still managed to finish with a pretty solid time. Go check our race room. Shout out to our race bot. Easily the best bot out there. All right, getting our players all ready for round 2. It's a duck blur. So we got here. No. Right. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to find Anhol's PB in that game, and I was unsuccessful. I was curious.
Don't think I ever submitted a time.
There's definitely not one on speedrun.com, but, you know, speedrun.com isn't everything. As we all know. Yes, for those interested in submitting any NES games for future tournaments, by all means, please join our events Discord as you see there in our chat window. Great community there who can pass off ideas, and any idea you presented will always be considered, even if it's not accepted. We always love hearing out new things. I don't even remember how the Ducktales tournament came along. I think Virus said one day, I think I want to do a Ducktales KONOT, and it was immediately just like, all right, we're doing it. There's no consideration. It was like, yeah, let's go. Seems good enough. It's short.
Yeah. Pretty much any short game is going to work out for a knockout.
Yeah, sub 10 games that have a lot of runners, you probably have a good chance. You're gonna go sub 5 in the future. The aforementioned Renegade. There's also Super Mario Brothers. Maze, that one hasn't happened yet. Oh yeah, I forgot we had the Ghoul School KONOT too. That game is so good. I love when we get to showcase that game just to be able to show it to people that have never seen it, because I never saw that game as a kid. And now it's like one of my favorite NES speedruns. Tournament nerves happen. The way I look at it, the more you play, the faster the nerves go away. So there's our breakdown of time. Spyriel being able to finish with a 7:30, excellent race time for sure. All the way up to NeoCad's 8:45, so about a minute 15 spread. As I mentioned, there was some heartbreak, but everybody here is still in the tournament, so they've still got plenty of time to strut their stuff. Could have someone in the bottom 2 finish in the top 2 this time. We won't know.
That's the thing about all our one night only tournaments. Anything could happen. You just gotta play your best. And Hirexen, an amazing runner, said that he hadn't played in 6 months, so that does make a lot of a difference. But